Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about the possibility scenarios for CM Punk. As we all know, CM Punk will be coming back soon, if not very, very soon, because he'll be medically cleared soon. And if not, he's probably already medically cleared, I would suggest. But they're just not going to tell us until they're ready to do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because to stay in kayfabe. That being said, I would like to discuss, and I would like to see more people in the comment section possibly give their suggestions or scenarios to what they think they will do with CM Punk going forward. And we will talk briefly about other wrestlers involved in this because that's the only way we can really kind of dive in to what the booking will be for CM Punk. Now, we didn't really get that much of CM Punk when he came back because he came back, he had his MSG match with Dominic Mysterio, and then he had the Rumble, and then we all know he got injured during the Rumble and was out. Now, in the meantime, he has been doing some stuff here and there, commentary, whatever. So he has been involved while he has been injured, but we all know what we want to see. We want to see him wrestle. We want to see the best in the world wrestle. And I do believe he will show up at Money in the Bank, especially with Drew Mack involved in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, I still have not come to my decision on who will win the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, but I will say I could see a lot of possibilities for CM Punk. There's a lot of people that could get involved in that men's Money in the Bank with a lot of people hanging over their heads going to this feud LA Knight with Logan Paul, Chad Gable with the Wyatt family, the new Wyatt family, the Wyatt Six, and then, of course, Drew Mack with CM Punk. Now, we all know that when CM Punk comes back, he is going to be going for that world title at some point. He even said in his promo, he even talked about, there's better luck, for next year for WrestleMania 41, of him participating in WrestleMania. He wants to main event WrestleMania, and that is the story that they are developing with CM Punk. The interesting thing about this right now is, will CM Punk get the World Heavyweight Championship? The landscape is not really looking good right now because I don't know exactly what they're trying to do with the World Championship. The past couple of months, they had the world title on Damian Priest, as we all know, and this is due to CM Punk basically attacking Drew McIntyre after Drew McIntyre just basically decided to brag in CM Punk's face about the, him winning the World Championship from Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. He was bragging about it. He was, making fun of CM Punk, going in his face on the announce desk. So CM Punk took it to himself, like, oh, you're going to tag me? Guess what? I'm going to knock you out. And that led to Damian Priest cashing in. However, since Damian Priest has been the world champion, his title reign has been completely lackluster, even if you're probably one of the biggest Damian Priest fans out there, which there aren't that many, I don't think. But Damian Priest's world title has sucked. It really has. To me, it was a waste of time. A lot of people argue that, it was still a good decision for him to win the Money in the Bank because he was going to win the world title. And I disagree. I disagree with that. If this was the end result, then it's not good because he doesn't look any better than he was before he was world champion. If him winning the world title has not elevated him further up the card in terms of main event status or upper card status, then it was a failure. And what I use this method for is look at all his title defenses on pay-per-view. Backlash, okay, against Jey Uso. That totally was overbooked to hell. Okay, they fucking said that, oh, he doesn't need the Judgment Day's help, yada, yada, yada. He kept refusing the Judgment Day's help, but yet it was the Judgment Day is the reason why he retained his title against Jey Uso. And then the next pay-per-view title defense against Drew Mack, the only reason why he won was because CM Punk decided to pretend to be a referee and cost Drew McIntyre the world title. So now we're in a situation where next month we have SummerSlam. We have Gunther going for the world title because he won King of the Ring. And because I guess the rule is that whichever brand you are, that's the title you go for. And a lot of people have complained about this because, well, why doesn't the same with the Royal Rumble? And I kind of agree with this. Here's the thing. This is an idea that I have talked about for years on this channel. I have suggested it on forum boards, anything. Like back in the day. This is something that I have talked about for years, that the King of the Ring should be brought back. Now, I think King of the Ring should be brought back as pay-per-view, which it kind of was with Crown Jewel, though it was King and Queen of the Ring, which I think is still a mouthful, but whatever. I said for years that the King of the Ring should be brought back as a pay-per-view, and it should be like the Royal Rumble. It should be SummerSlam's version of the Royal Rumble for WrestleMania, is that the winner of King of the Ring goes on to face whoever the champion of their choosing was for SummerSlam. Now, Triple H has decided to do it where if you win the King of the Ring, you have to pick the brand that you're on as champion, which I think is stupid. I think it should just be whoever you want to face, like the Royal Rumble, because that's how it is for the Royal Rumble. You can pick whoever you want in the Royal Rumble. You can pick whatever world champion you want. I think it should be the same thing with King of the Ring, but Triple H decided to make it that way. Now, this is similar to the blueprint of 2002, which, ironically enough, was the last time we had a King of the Ring pay-per-view prior to this year. Is that Brock Lesnar would go on to face The Rock because he got a title shot because of winning the King of the Ring. That's what I think they should do here. It's not so much about the King of the Ring. The King gimmick has been used to death, right? The whole King gimmick has been used to death. Not everybody needs to win the King of the Ring and use the King gimmick. Stone Cold didn't do it. Shamrock didn't do it. Brock didn't do it. They just used it as another accolade to go further. So that's my whole thing with the whole King gimmick. The King gimmick is run to death, and just really needs to stop. But anyways, so with Gunther going for the world title, now we don't know if it's going to be Damian Priest or it's going to be Seth Rollins, but no matter who it is, I think it's going to be Gunther that comes out. So Gunther's going to be the world champion for a while. Now, do I think he's going to be the world champion like he was for the Intercontinental title? Absolutely not. I do not think he's going to have the title that long. But the problem is here. So WWE's put themselves in a corner because Gunther, if he beats Damian Priest, who again I view as a paper champion because he's not done really anything significant with that belt, and it's not really his fault. It's just been the booking that they've done for his character. So if he loses to Seth Rollins, he leaves Judgment Day. If he beats Seth Rollins, then Seth Rollins can't be world champion again as long as Damian Priest is champion. I believe that was the stipulation. So, if it's Seth Rollins, it would be a little better, but Seth Rollins then would only have the title for a month. Where if it's Damian Priest, it's like, oh, cool, he's beating a mid-card guy. And, again, that match is going to be so overshadowed by other matches on the card. It's so ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So, there's a lot of things they can go with this. They could have CM Punk cost Drew Mack the Money in the Bank briefcase here at Money in the Bank. Or they could have to waste the briefcase, have Drew win, and then have Punk cost him his title match at Money in the Bank because he says he's going to cash in that night. They could do that, or they could do something else. There's another option that I don't think a lot of people are talking about, and that is somebody gets injured and is taken out of the match, and because of that, CM Punk is inserted into the match in some way. Someone had brought up that, I had heard somebody bring up the thing that Chad Gable might get pulled out of the match because of the Wyatt family before the match even begins, and that could lead to CM Punk replacing his spot in the Money in the Bank, where he would win. Now, some people say, oh, well, he's not going to return for a ladder match, because he said he wasn't going to. But, again, that's not how this works. Just because he said that, that's not how this works. Things can change at any time. It would be kind of risky to put CM Punk in a Money in the Bank ladder match in his first, thing back, when he just got cleared from an injury. But if he wins it, the Money in the Bank, I don't see him cashing in right then and there, because then again, if he cashes in right then and there, he'd be facing Gunther at SummerSlam and not Drew Mack. And obviously, they're going to want him to face Drew Mack. So again, either of these scenarios don't seem very high probable because of Drew Mack, because of Gunther being involved. I do see CM Punk eventually either winning the world title or he wins next year's Royal Rumble, because they do want, I think the whole deal was that CM Punk was going to main event night 1 or night 2 of a WrestleMania. He was supposed to do it at 40, but that ended up not happening because he got injured. So I think the plan is, especially when they said, and also for people that are saying, oh, this is so far-fetched, no, it really isn't, because CM Punk is the number one merchandise seller right now, outside of Cody. I think CM Punk's ahead of Cody, actually. I know they were both the two biggest ones, but I think Punk's even ahead of Cody right now. And he's not even wrestling right now. So CM Punk is someone you definitely, come WrestleMania time, you want to invest in him to being the world champion or the WWE champion. I don't see them taking the title off of Cody anytime soon. Because Cody is definitely beating Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam, which, by the way, I'm just going to say this right now, I hate the fact that that's going to be the match at SummerSlam. That, to me, is not going to be as good as Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes would have been a better money match at SummerSlam than Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa is not ready for that spot, especially if that's like the main event for SummerSlam. SummerSlam is supposed to be the second best event of, WrestleMania, right? Putting Solo Sikoa on mid-carder at that time, I think, is the wrong decision, especially since he was 0-32 until just a few months ago. Like, Solo Sikoa was 0-32 before, this whole, him taking over the Bloodline thing, right? He was 0-32. Coming out of that WrestleMania, he was 0-32. So how the hell do you put him in the main event of SummerSlam with Cody? That to me makes no fucking sense. SummerSlam, I don't care what anyone says, it should have been Randy Orton. Randy Orton should have turned on fucking Cody, and that could have been a good money match. Now, they're probably going to wait longer, maybe WrestleMania, but then again, you got The Rock, which he's going to probably face. So again, that's another match you're putting on hold, which could be another good money match for Cody Rhodes. But getting the CM Punk, is it going to be CM Punk versus Gunther at WrestleMania? If Gunther is the world champion? That I don't know, because I don't know how long they plan on Gunther to be world champion for. Gunther has been dominant as Intercontinental champion, but I don't see Gunther having the title that long, the world title that long. It's just not feasible for him to have that title that long, especially when you got guys like you got guys like a CM Punk on there, and you want him to be the guy at WrestleMania. The whole idea is for him to come back and win that Rumble at WrestleMania, especially when you had that whole thing at the end there. Remember when he came out, after the Rumble and like freaking, was crying and stuff like that, there's, always next year. That right there, to me, is the plan. It is the plan for CM Punk, is that he's going to go back next year and he's going to win that Rumble and redeem himself. Whether Cody won't be in it, because I think Cody will still be the champion, but I think he wins that. I think he wins it at 41. I'm predicting it right now, by the way, assuming Punk doesn't get injured again. I'm predicting it right now that next year's Royal Rumble, CM Punk wins it. He's going to win it. He's going to win it, and he's going to face whoever the world champion is, whether it be Gunther. They could do Cody, actually, but I don't see that as well because they got The Rock, waiting. But yeah, I am curious of what the booking will be after Drew Mack. To me, his first match with Drew Mack, he beats him. Drew Mack is going to win probably the second, whenever that pay-per-view is. And then maybe you have, War Games or traditional team battle, because they're probably going to have, like, War Games is probably going to be both bloodline teams, like when Roman comes back. But you got so many interesting factors here. And it's really interesting because they're trying the world title with, guys that aren't established. But right now it's not working because look at what happened with Damian Priest. They made him champion, and he's not drawing as champion. He's not drawing as champion. Not many people are really interested in him. You got to put it on somebody that's interesting. Now, Gunther has potential because Gunther, obviously, is an upper mid-card after that Intercontinental title reign. But again, what do you do? What do you do? If he beats Damian Priest, what does it accomplish? Damian Priest is like a mid-card guy, holding that belt. Okay. Doesn't really establish Gunther any more than he already has been established. So I don't exactly know how it would benefit him unless he beats Seth Rollins. Like if Seth Rollins wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, or not briefcase, if Seth Rollins wins the world title and then he puts over Gunther, that probably would make it a little better. But outside of that, I'm just not sure. But in terms of CM Punk, I see him feuding the next few months with Drew Mack. Not sure what he does after that. He might be in War. No, he wouldn't be in War Games because of the Bloodline feud. So I don't know what you do even with him for Survivor Series as well either. Unless they do a traditional Survivor Series team battle. But we know the time constraints that they got going on for Survivor Series now with the War Games. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting factors going on with this. But yeah, CM Punk to me is the guy. And I cannot wait to see what they do with CM Punk in the next couple of months. Let me know what you guys think about what you do for booking for CM Punk for the next couple of months going into next year for WrestleMania. I am interested to see what people say. And also, yeah, CM Punk needs to also win at WrestleMania too, by the way. We got to see that. We got to see the closed chapter, guys. But nonetheless, who do you guys think? Also, put it out there. Who do you guys think he's going to face at WrestleMania next year? Will we get to see a Seth Rollins, or are we seeing someone else? Maybe a Gunther. Let me know. Comment, rate, fix, reviews. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell for the latest content. Thank you. And that's about it. I am the SS Ultimate Goku Moderate. Peace. Also, make sure YouTube channel the SS Ultimate Goku, Twitch the SS Ultimate Goku, Instagram the SS Ultimate Goku, and do have Discord link in the description where we talk about various topics, including this. And also, I do have a YouTube membership. Got different tier lists for it, so make sure to check that out as well if you would like or are interested in that. Now I'm out. Peace.